We continue our series looking at the good, the bad, and the ugly for each team across Major League Baseball. Today, the team we're discussing, the Houston Astros. So, let's get into it. What's going on, baseball fans? Jeremy Laracuente here for the Baseball Banter Broadcast. And as I said in the open, we're looking at the good, the bad, and the ugly for the Houston Astros. We begin with the good. And when you look at the good for this organization right now, the impressive debut of Hunter Brown has to be put on the forefront. When you look at what this young, impressive right-hander is going to be capable of doing inside of this Houston Astros rotation, there is a lot to like for the future of the Astros starter. I think that there's going to be an opportunity for him to learn very quickly from one of the best in Major League Baseball, and Justin Verlander. More on him in just a moment. When you look at the side-by-side comparison that MLB Network would have of these two starters, they are nearly identical. And being able to see the longevity of what a guy like Justin Verlander has been able to accomplish bodes very well for Hunter Brown. Now, putting comps on him this early to a guy like Justin Verlander, who is arguably a Hall of Fame pitcher, is a very high asking and a very high price of expectation. But if he can even semblance a little bit of what the career has been for Justin Verlander, the Houston Astros and their fans will be very impressed with Hunter Brown. As we look at the bad for this organization, and I just mentioned him a moment ago, Justin Verlander is back on the injured list with a right calf strain. There's going to be a lot of questions as to the health and ability of Justin Verlander at this elder statesman of an age. There's going to be questions about what he can actually do and accomplish going forward for the Houston Astros. They're going to rely on him heavily as the veteran leader for a postseason run. So being put on the IL this late in the season really calls into question just how ramped up and how much work he'd actually be able to accomplish for the Houston Astros in a postseason series. Yes, there's going to be an opportunity for the Astros to get him back onto the mound before the postseason, and hopefully he can get back to being that ace level pitcher that we know him to be, because without that, the Houston Astros are going to have a bit of a tougher time in the postseason. Is it going to be completely unbearable for them? No, especially with, as we just mentioned, the debut of Hunter Brown. I think there's going to be a lot of questions surrounding Justin Verlander and his health, especially going into 2023, coming off of some injury-plagued seasons. But if he can get back to being healthy, the Astros will find themselves in a very similar position in the postseason hunt. And as we look at the downright ugly for the Houston Astros and their organization, the question has to be asked, will they ever get past the stigma of the sign-stealing scandal? Even now, several years later, as all of the investigations have already gone past, the punishment has been handed out and dealt with, the Houston Astros are still looked at as a cheating organization because of the scandal of 2017. There's going to be questions now surrounding each and every player that was a part of that 2017 team and how much of their talent was due to this cheating scandal. The question will have to be continually asked about the members of that squad and the stigma that will follow this organization for the next several years. Will this darkened cloud that is hanging over this organization continue to follow them throughout many years of postseason success? It has to this point, but time heals all wounds, so we'll have to see how it goes from the next several years of postseason contention from the Houston Astros, whether or not they will still be looked at as a cheating organization. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know your thoughts, your feelings down in the comment section below. What are the good, the bad, and the ugly for the Houston Astros? If you agree with me, let me know that down in the comment section below. If you don't agree with me, head over to banter_baseball on Twitter, and we can keep the conversation rolling. As always, keep it locked into the entire JLMG family with Sibs, the Granite Geek Show, and of course here on the Baseball Banter Broadcast by hitting that subscribe button down below on all 3 channels. For sticking around to this point, head over to baseballbanterbroadcast.com. Use the promo code Astros to save 5% off your order. Keep it locked in all season as we continue to look at the good, the bad, and the ugly for each team across Major League Baseball, as well as the latest news, notes, and my personal thoughts, theories, and opinions on the game of Major League Baseball. Peace.